Hello everyone, it's Sam Youssef with Blue Diamond Real Estate Team and eXp Realty, and today it's actually the first episode of my community series, and no better way to start than with my good friend Dave Heidelbrecht, who is in charge of Friday night basketball. And I just want to take some time to just help him share what this is all about. This is a program that runs here in Abbotsford, but also elsewhere, I imagine, too?
Yep. We run in Langley, Chilliwack, and Mission as well, and we're expanding each year a little bit as we can.
So by telling us how you got involved with Friday night basketball.
Yeah, so I actually, Friday night basketball is a part of Athletes in Action, and Athletes in Action is underneath the parent organization of Power to Change. I actually played for Athletes in Action men's basketball team. Men's, I guess that's obvious, but out of the States in the 90s for 6 years. I was on a touring basketball team, sports ministry, and it was just out of university, and it was a real impactful time in my life where I learned how sports, playing basketball, could actually be used as a platform for building relationships and sharing about Jesus Christ with others, and also an amazing way to be discipled and to disciple other young men and people who are excited about sports as well in their faith.
Wow. And so how did it come then to get into Friday night basketball? Like, how did that sort of happen?
Yeah, exactly. So 2 years ago, they were looking for a new director, and the Lord led me to this position, and it really meets a lot of my passions. I love sports. I love connecting, especially with kids. Wow. And I love challenging others how they can take a next step in their faith and how they can get involved and grow. And using sports is just a natural way to connect with people and work on the job.
I know you're a sports guy, so
it's
kind of they both sort of work really well together for you.
Yeah, exactly.
So what is Friday night basketball? Like, give us a rundown of what the program is like.
Yeah, so if you're familiar with Alpha program, where Nikki Gumbel goes around and invites non-Christians to come to church and they have a meal. I sometimes, to explain it to others, if you've heard of that, I call it Alpha in gymnasiums.
Okay. Very good.
So we want to be clearly Christians. We recruit anyone from communities and gyms all over the lower mainland, and they come from between kindergarten and 10th grade. They come out to our gyms. It goes from October through March with a little break over Christmas. Okay. And what we do is we meet each Friday for a couple hours. We teach sports in a great, encouraging environment. We teach the fundamentals of basketball. We have fun games, and halfway through the game, we stop and we have what we call a more than a game time, where we actually stop and the coaches are trained to share from their lives, connect it to our faith, and get to know kids and what they believe as well, and even explain things like, where do Christians go to church? And one of the cool things about working with kids is, as parents see that their kids are encouraged, they're being trained, they look forward to coming to our gyms, you really have a window and an opening to impact parents as well, because parents, their hearts open up to when you see that their kids are being ministered to as well. Wow,
that's amazing. How can people be involved with Friday night basketball? Just maybe share a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we're always looking. We're a nonprofit organization, and we're also 100% volunteer driven. So a lot of times, some of our main volunteers are actually parents who want their kids to be involved in a great exercise program or an encouraging environment outside of school. So parents can be involved actually in our gyms as volunteers, and they can also promote it with their family or in their schools if they like as well. Okay.
And how can people support you? In terms of, you're in a ministry, you're sort of running that. How can people support you in that?
Yes. So I am in a job where I raise my support. So I can't do what I'm doing without people or ministry partners coming aside and supporting financially, also with prayers in another way. So one of the things that people can do is they can ask me to hear more about the ministry, and perhaps even talk to me about what that looks like to come and be a ministry partner, which is amazing. And I cannot do what we're doing in these gyms without people who get excited about what we're doing and want to hear more, and perhaps even come alongside and support myself, my wife Michelle, and my 3 boys. This is our income.
Wow. Okay. Awesome. Yeah. So in terms of getting in touch with you, what's the best way to get in touch with you if people either want to participate or support you?
Yeah, if you want to hear anything more about Friday night basketball, perhaps your church might be interested in doing it, or you just want to hear more about it via email or text or phone call or even in person, you think you're going to put my email, Dave H, at Athletes in Action?
Yeah, I'll put that on.
As well as my phone number.
Absolutely.
We can text as well.
Okay.
and we'll look forward to getting right back to you and talking about that.
Okay, awesome. Dave, thanks so much for just taking the time to share a little bit about this ministry and about how you're taking the time to invest in young people's lives, not only in sports-wise, but in their walk of faith, and just getting to know that. That's quite incredible. So good for you for stepping out in faith as well and doing that. If this is something that is of interest to you, definitely get involved, get in touch with Dave, and I'm sure he'll be more than happy to walk you through how you can support him and his family or get involved with Friday Night Basketball.